joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show in his first season as a driver of the 23 DoorDash Toyota Camry for the 2311 racing team of Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. That Michael Jordan is Bubba Wallace. That Bubba Wallace. How are you, Bubba?
I'm good, Mr. Rich. How you doing?
I am doing better for talking to you. What has it been like to race in this car for this new team so far?
A lot of fun, I will say that, and a lot of potential, a lot of growth for us. So all those things, it shapes up for an exciting year. I'm really looking forward to, especially the next couple races on the schedule, starting in Martinsville this weekend. Going to be a great outing for us. I have a lot of faith and some good vibes, going into this weekend. So beyond excited, but really just thankful for the opportunity. Without our partners in place, you mentioned DoorDash, Toyota, Dr. Pepper, McDonald's, Root. It's been a crazy whirlwind ever since we announced in November to where we're at now. We're still playing catch up, but man, we've really been hitting on a lot of good notes. So I'm excited about it.
Now, obviously, you had options, and obviously, Bubba, I'd imagine. So I guess you can't say obviously. I'd imagine. So I'll say this: I would imagine when it first passed your ear gate, got into your head that Michael Jordan would be interested in having you drive for a new team with him and Denny Hamlin. You were kind of that would make you pause for a second. What was that like in your conversations with MJ? I imagine you've had many, if not just a handful of them. What was that like, Bubba?
Yeah, well, leading up to the deal, we didn't. I didn't have a conversation with him. It was just mainly with Denny and myself. And Denny was before it was all signed, sealed, and delivered. He was all gung ho about it and ready to roll. And I just kept trying to tell him, like, hey man, as long as we got to get things signed before I'll get excited and jump on the hype train with you. But ever since it's been signed, it's been a lot of fun. I will never forget, all the text messages that I got after we did announce. The one text message that stood out the most was from an unknown number at the time, and it just said, at the end of it, just said MJ. And I'm like, well, there's only one MJ that I know of, so that's my new boss. So that was pretty special. So to have him, really in my back pocket, for somebody to talk to and whatnot is really, really cool.
So what might he have, has he imparted any sort of competition advice in any way, shape, or form at all? Because obviously this is a new lane for him.
As big as a fan as he is of the sport, he'll tell you he's been watching ever since, as a kid coming down with his father. He loves that story, and such a great story of how he got hooked into NASCAR. But, he's still learning everything. Especially from an ownership standpoint and actually having skin in the game, he's learning about everything. And I'm sure he's definitely blowing up Denny's phone a lot more than mine, just making sure that everything's on track and that we're shaped up for success, because I think out of both MJ and Denny, those guys don't accept failure, and neither do I. So I'm excited to be where I'm at. We always strive to be greater than we were the previous day, and you always got to do that, no matter what it is in life. So, he's all invested. He's all in. Everybody in this organization is all in to continue to grow and make it bigger than what it is.
I mean, that's got to be a neat thing, too. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, to try and compare notes with you. I mean, I helped launch NFL Network, and this show is coming up on 7 years. There's nothing more gratifying than starting something new and from scratch that you have, if not physical ownership, mental ownership of. And I'm wondering what that's been like for you, Bubba.
Yeah, it's just kind of, seeing where everything has, gone throughout my 17 years, 18 years. I don't know, math is hard at times. You know what I just thought about, to go sidetrack for a second?
Go for it.
Now, I know I'm young compared to who I'm talking to. Yeah. But it's like, man, I just thought about it. I've been 10 years out of school. Geez, that's a long time. So math is really hard for me right now. So back to where I was. 17 years I've been doing it. The ups and downs, the trials and tribulations that you go through. And it's not even just me. It's just, whatever you come through in life and whatever you chase as a dream in life, like it's not a cakewalk. And that's where you learn and grow as a human being. And, it's funny. That's the way you figure out life, is how to navigate through the ups and downs. And so to see where I'm at now is really a blessing. I mentioned our partners before, being decked out in Columbia gear, the whole nine, having just everybody a part of it, to see where I'm at, having potential in the team, having people that believe in me. It's super special. It's an honor. It's humbling. It's a heck of an experience, and something that I'll cherish and continue to stay focused on for as long as I can.
Bubba Wallace here on the Rich Eisen Show. Athletes in all sports, team or individual, 2020 was a unique year, to say the least. And unique is, you can unpack that word quite a bit. I would have to sit here and say, again, individual, team sports, any athlete in 2020, I'd put you in the top 5 of journey, wild, also, I would say potentially anxiety. What did you learn from 2020? You said about growing as a person. Your 2020 campaign that did end up, obviously, with you signing with a new team. What did you learn about yourself, Bubba Wallace?
That there's no such thing as pressure anymore. When you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you have basically all the eyes in the world watching you, go through all those things, and to still be able to come out and produce really good race results for our team at the time, it just shows. People talk about, man, there's got to be so much pressure racing or driving for MJ in the position you're in now. And I said, if you watched last year, this is nothing but a cakewalk now, so I'm all right.
Right. So everything from here on out becomes that just much more easier, for the lack of a better phrase? Because you've already been through it.
Yeah, I'd say that. I don't exactly know how to put it, but right. That's the easiest way to put it. It's just, to be honest with you, Rich, it was so much going on. Like sometimes I didn't even, focus on getting sleep, because I was just doing so much. I was just being pulled in so many different directions. Or, I would, sit here and live with my girlfriend and, forget to say hey to her just because there was so much that had your mind elsewhere. And it was just like, wow. So to be able to navigate through that, and people ask what one of my strengths is, and I'd say compartmentalizing things. Being able to focus on one thing. If I have 10 things on the schedule, somehow, and I have a race at the end of that schedule, somehow my mind is still ready to go and to be able to produce a result for the race. So like compartmentalizing things and not letting things get built up too much. I've crashed. I've had that crashing moment where things have gotten too much, but for the most part, it's been on the positive side.
And where do you stand on the subject of mixing real world stuff and sports? Where do you now stand, having gone through 2020, finding yourself at the forefront of conversations about the American flag, about so much, and of the Confederate flag, I meant, obviously, and where do you stand on the subject matter of using your platform to speak about something outside of NASCAR or sports? Where do you stand on that subject?
Yeah, well, so what I've been saying, we are the entertainment. People love to get away from real world problems to turn on football, to turn on baseball, basketball, NASCAR, and they're like, yes, I don't have to deal with whatever problems I have going on for the next 3 to 4 hours. I get to watch my favorite athletes perform.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the athletes are saying, this is our everyday life, and we have real-world problems too. And if I gain a following from my profession and I say one thing, and that's going to get people to stand up and listen and take pride in that and want to be a part of something much greater than themselves, then absolutely, I'm going to do that. So this whole mixing politics with sports, it's not politics. It's being a human being. It's experiencing what life is thrown at you. Yes, my voice carries weight other than Jim Bob down the road here. That's how society is. I believe that we are all the same. We put on our pants the same way. We bleed the same way. We cry the same way. But just because I'm an athlete and I drive cars and I'm on television on Sundays means I am already automatically greater than anybody else that's around me, which I don't believe that. I believe no matter what I do, what I say, it's the same as if somebody else said it. But the way society puts us on this pedestal, our voices impact on a much greater level. And I've had to find my way of overstepping boundaries throughout my year and knowing like, oh, okay, this is totally different from thinking that I'm just Bubba Wallace, the guy who just happens to be a race car driver on the weekends. No, I'm the race car driver every day of the week. And so using my platform to create, good for all of us, I'll continue to do that till I can't do it anymore.
Including the Live to Be Different Foundation. Everybody could follow Bubba Wallace on Twitter and Instagram at Bubba Wallace. Best of luck in Martinsville. I know you got to run right now. Let's do this again soon. Always enjoy our chats.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks, sir.
Right back at you. That's Bubba Wallace right here. You can watch it on FS1 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.